It's Kyren Wilson, former German Masters champion, against Sam Craigie, the world number, who are playing this evening. We'll keep you up to date. And that's a trademark open.
So you, Phil? Yeah, looking forward to this opening.
Yeah, the evidence for that is the fact that Craigie's already earned 4,000 more consistent. He was a quarter-finalist at this season's UK Championship. Casualties during the first couple of rounds of this event, which were played in November in Leicester. Yep. Yeah, those qualify.
Which obviously is a shame for the German snooker fans who always come out in force.
That's Mark Allen, John Higgins, all fell by the wayside. Is to get to the one-table situation. Yes, apologies. Earlier I said that an opportunity here for Kyren Wilson to establish himself early in this match. Of course, he couldn't have started the season any better in winning the European.
Problem, as you say, has been stringing results together, the odd. So he's ticked every box in that regard.
Yeah, he's also number 3 on the bet fitness by the end of the Welsh Open, which is coming up in a couple of weeks' time. Mark Allen, 3 of his 5 ranking titles have been won here.
15.
Yeah, it was a couple of good pots, wasn't it, that got him on.
Wilson's
37.
Well, he'll take care of that in a minute or two.
It's a unique venue, really, isn't it? Because he dressed in a white waistcoat this evening.
44.
That exact cannon. It's exactly what he was looking for. The puzzle is get the cue ball out and to open play off this, which he should do, no problem.
Wilson just needs this blue and one more red. It's a pretty confident start, isn't it? He's one of the hardest workers on the tour, Kyren Wilson. Every ounce of ability he has. He's pointed out that he's had a few frustrating losses.
62. 63.
Of course, went on to, but he's looking very
disappointed with that shot, the cannon, and he obviously wants to give the crew, more importantly then, to get his evening. Ah, pity.
Craigie by a frame to nil. First to 5 to go through. Jimmy Robertson to play the winner. He got a walkover with his prospective opponent, Zhao Jianbo. Craigie now in his 30th year. Like Wilson at the beginning of the previous decade. And like Wilson, just feels as though this season he's always been a tough. Even was a very handy player. Former European junior champion, so it runs in the family.
I really have been looking forward to this evening when the Oh, Sam, that was a poor one.
One.
Much more.
No.
The pockets, and I think they do play on. I think they are playing.
17.
Well, more than playable, shall we say? There's
25.
got to force this. Yeah, plant to run.
So the lead is 28.
Oh, right in the heart of the pocket. Leon. You've got to be bang on it right from the start, of course, in every...
Well, if you make a couple of early errors and allow your opponent in, one for Wilson, who's normally very reliable from that kind of range. So this is his one victory over Wilson came at the Northern Ireland Open back in 20. Even so, not the start he wanted, and exactly what...
He's got to become that bit more consistent in terms of his level. In this sort of company he's learned to use when he's not at his best, and it's still functional, and he can beat...
28.
Yeah, that is the point, isn't it? It's pace. You've still got plenty to get through.
36.
Particularly in these early rounds, your game up as the tournament goes on. We've seen Judd Trump.
His B game's almost more important than his A game because he uses it more often. So
this frame has come and gone in the same fashion as the first did, only this time and has paid the price. Wilson getting in with
50.
a long red. This would be some positional shot.
You see that it was a wee bit wide.
Oh, what a pot. Well, his eyes well in train.
Yeah, wasn't it just, Phil? 6 loose reds. Dotted around, so getting close. the UK Championship he qualified, didn't he? He was convinced.
Yes, of course. I'm not quite sure why he was convinced, but he was involved in an occasion like that.
12.
One's coming Welsh Open as well, so as consistent of late. He's been working hard this evening so far. He's completely dominating this match at the moment. Just as the aforementioned Lazar. Then won it again in 28 title, thrashing Graham.91. Now, is that too high? No, it's dropped in this opening match here at the Templedrum. It's the grimace.
Cushion. What you want to be taking on with that cold arm he's got at the minute. Let's see. So aggressive. I mean, he's leaving plenty.
Really close to the cushion, just off straight. This is another chance for Wilson to get back in. Well, Craigie really will feel he has to win the fourth before the interval. But the green stays out, and maybe that high juncture in this match, Wilson would have backed himself there. What can Craigie do with the reprieve? In 2019, the year Wilson won this.
And he's put the Reds a wee bit more awkward than they were first time. He's kind of chasing his tail at the minute. Oh, he struck that nicely. Needs a bounce though.
Force the red in for position, but not only missing the red, but going in off.
A lot of pace. They're on the button. And Kyren's off again. All right, the cue ball.
He's played it well, and he's on a red.
Judged it beautifully. Sam not so, and that's why Kyren's back at the table. As I say, Sam Craigie has got all that you would want as a player. Sort of guy, as a coach, I mean, so much potential.
This evening, Zhao Guodong against Fan Zhengyi, last season's European Masters champion. Their first frame. Oh, now that is worryingly for Kyren Wilson. There's no safe. His frame is far from done.
Yeah, it shows as well that.
Oh goodness.
That's kind of, you know, I hate saying it, but that's what we're driving at, you know. You just got to have a sort of level.
He's missed it though. He's missed it. Wilson will be absolutely seething if he doesn't move 3-0 up now. What a chance that was to really tighten his grip on this match. And now Craigie can gape. And what a foot. Curious frame indeed. Well played. Well played indeed. Well, what a huge. Kyren Wilson 16. Will be kicking himself. And he's been presented with this lifeline. Still got to pot them though. He needs
90.
This is the red that Wilson missed. Not that difficult.
Yeah, it's a huge. And he's right back in the match.
28.
Wilson will feel he really has given away for a meeting with Jimmy Robertson in the last 16. Meanwhile, Peng Yisong is on the cusp of levelling with Jimmy White at 1 frame all. White took the opener. Another terrific bit of queuing. We've seen a couple of good long reds immediately from much shorter distance. That's a good one, but the right to in the end.
Yeah, very much so, because, excuse me, the match was almost slipping away now. Pretty good. There are going to be more reds in the open.
Meanwhile, Fangio, who won this afternoon 5-2 against Joe O'Connor. Big money on offer this week, and of course with it, ranking.
What time's the flights tomorrow, all that stuff, but he's in the heat of a match now. And then all of a sudden you start getting good little...
Yes, and arguably that is a challenge that's somewhat great. Frustration at not being further in.
Oh, great pots. Great
Red, had he been 3-0 up as he should have been, but it was as the warrior for nothing. For him now to reflect that on the scoreboard going into the interval.
8.
We spoke earlier in this match about how you're actually responding to them.
These two
15.
players very familiar with one another. Craigie, based in Middlesbrough, the cue that Kyren Wilson is using, and
Tighter. Remember earlier when we noted that he did, but on the size of the pockets was the reason that he did. Now a good chance. Another good position.
The title match to win the Shanghai Masters. And of course he's back in 2020. The Masters to Mark Allen a couple of years prior to that, and the Champion of Champions, also fiercely ambitious. He's one of those players.
I tend to forget myself sometimes as he plays a poor position.
He is going to go for the red. It's tough. Much tougher than frame. No mistake this time.
60.
Right in the middle of the pocket. And
Very red to right middle. We said at the time, full of character and commitment to the cause.
Cough, but you never know. 4-point variety.
17.
Pen Yisong. So Whirlwind going to play Lazowski.
And Wilson, 24.
That's one of them back. Dream right-hand edge of the cue ball, of the red, I should say, as he looks. Then he could have taken the colour as an extra red, and that then changes the dynamic completely. His business. Take care not to give Wilson another in. And that's exactly where you want. That was a break of 82, by the way, on Discovery Plus. Oh, that's a terrific shot from Kyren Wilson, and suddenly this frame is taken.
Obviously, Sam's got to be careful not to leave the free ball. Oh, why is he playing it with that pace? Well, he's gone through. This could be a free ball. If it runs, it could be a free ball.
That could happen now.
Yeah, the difficulty for Kyren is keeping this red away from a cushion. good snooker, but it's going to be a big target. The way he's playing, I mean, I don't expect him to hit the pot. Impossible. Good at all, obviously. Good hit.
Get back into contention in this frame.
Difficult to gauge how much bite you're going to get off that baulk cushion. A little bit of right hand side, and it didn't stay on it long enough. Kyren can win.
Wow.
Far. Pan was.
If he's playing the pot, yeah, he couldn't do it. So yeah, I'll be disappointed with that one. That gives Sam
Straightforward, given that he was never really in position throughout that 70 run. Could it yet come back to haunt him? If that red had gone in, no.
Because he's going to naturally be on the black if he gets the pot. Well, I said on the... Yeah, and can he flick the brown out and potting it?
Looked as though he was snookered, but is the pink in? No, it isn't. Well, having landed slightly awkwardly, Wilson has certainly felt like much the stronger player so far this evening, but untold. But he's missed that one thick, just as Wilson did at this evening. Broke at 77 the best, made 65 in the second frame.
No, choosing not to. It's the kind of half ball stun to just promote one.
26.
Where he finishes on it.
$34.
It's play into. The glancing blow, that was clever. The way he played it, reward, I think.
Yeah, he's on this red to the centre, which makes life easier.
42.
Champion Zhao Jintong is suspended, and Tian Pengfei, who won against Anthony McGill convincingly.
In that last frame, the break that Sam made, it was adventurous, and his cue ball was visiting all parts of the table. When Kyren's got his chance, he just takes that wee bit more care and attention
16.
over everything.
In particular, and he's a very heavy scorer these days, and he's never looked in trouble in this break. That in the qualifying rounds, which counts towards the £5,000 burn to having to win the last 3 frames. What an excellent break this has been, though. Clinical.
With a wee bit more consistency in your game, then you can sort of much self-inflicted pressure, but he's been able to deal with it and handle it and come back stronger.
His failure to win that third frame, but actually he just got back in the saddle, potted a very good pressure red for get in, and then kept the break going with another tricky red. He's just seen, and Jimmy White continues to go well on table 2. A match you can watch, of course, on Discovery Plus. 3-1 up on. What's that? 3 out of 4 now.
And that's the best of the lot in terms of control. Gonna have to play this with a wee bit of pace to somehow get the cue ball out of there.
One.
The right side, he could lose the cue ball, but now, if indeed he's on,
Been a very watchable match. It's flown by, actually. Very open game, very little in the way of safety. Wilson's turn to go for the double. That was a long way off. Now, is he going to get away with it?
You want to sort of call it. See, Kyren here, he thinks he's got Sam on the run as far as when these
has been very much in Kyren Wilson's favour. 90% as against 56. Not yeah, that was a tough pot, harder than it looked from that.
Isn't engaged in the safety battle the way that Kyren has, and I spoke earlier, it's a very modern game and a young man's game. There are times when you've just got to temper it a wee bit.
Obviously this German Masters count towards it. Wilson currently third on the list, and with Mark Allen who's top.
Couldn't get the double kiss. I think the game that Kyren's played, yeah, he's just been mindful here. Just pinning Sam.
Get it. Having decided. Yeah, terrific pot. And we've seen one or two of those. Couldn't have played this any better, could he?
Because not only might he win the frame at this visit, it's telling Kyren, yeah,
it always looked high, though. Possible frame-winning opportunity for Sam Craigie. Moments of excellence. That will be one, if it happens, for the Templeton crowd to really... If only because it makes everyone else who's followed him down the year.
Black on to...
$15.
Concentration will be heightened right now. One, just a soft cannon. Yeah, that's perfect.
It was looking good before the pink went astray. But Wilson had even pace, hasn't missed very much at all when he's been in. The one big exception to that is much the more likely of the pair to go through this evening, and it's
45.
looking to win his fourth ranking title on the European Masters in Firth earlier this season. Also won
60.
Yeah, and a big here and now as Kyren Wilson has just been a wee bit too good today.
Yeah, he's scored heavily. He's taken most of the chances. King is a century, but he scored heavily throughout the match.